Welcome to the Central Kentucky Market Minute, your local weekly real estate update. I'm Kalen Studler, broker and owner of TransactionBroker.com Real Estate and president of Studler & Associates Incorporated Real Estate Appraisals. This show gives you quick updates of local housing market insight each week. Let's get started. As of July 20th, 2025, 58 homes have sold in Franklin County over the past 30 days, up from 50 last week. That's a strong signal of increasing summer activity. There are currently 117 active residential listings with an absorption rate of 49.57% and just 2.01 months of inventory, firmly a seller's market. Homes are moving fast with an average of 37 days on market and a median of just 7 days, showing that well-priced listings are attracting buyers quickly. According to the Bluegrass Association of Realtors, Franklin County's year-to-date average sale price is up 18.49%, and the median price is up 10% compared to this time last year, a sign of healthy, sustainable appreciation. According to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed rate is 6.75% and the 15-year fixed is 5.92%, both ticking upward after 6 weeks of decline. Local rates average around 6.458% depending on credit and program. While rates have eased slightly from their peak, they remain well above 2021 levels. That's why it's so important for buyers to shop around and get pre-approved early. Timing and preparation are more critical than ever. And according to the Mortgage Bankers Association's July 17th survey, purchase applications are down 12% and refinance applications are down 7% for a composite drop of 10%. Speaking of mortgage rates and financing, it's a perfect time to hear directly from a pro. I recently sat down with Ed Locke, a local loan officer with USA Mortgage here in Frankfort, to talk about what buyers need to know in today's lending environment. From pre-approvals to creative loan options and current challenges, Ed brings some great insight to the table. Let's jump into that conversation now. Welcome to this special interview segment of Central Kentucky Market Minute. Today we're taking a break from the inventory, stats, and housing trends to focus on something every buyer needs to understand: financing. I'm joined by Ed Locke, a local mortgage officer with USA Mortgage right here in Frankfort. Ed's been helping buyers navigate the lending process for years, and today he's breaking down what's changed, what matters most when shopping for a loan, and a few things buyers often get wrong. Whether you're buying this fall or just thinking ahead, this conversation is packed with practical advice and a few fun stories. So let's jump in. Thanks, Ed, for being here today. You doing?
I appreciate it, Colin. Thanks for having me here.
All right. Well, I got a few questions. We're going to go through just some general things and then a few fun questions. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what kind of clients you typically work with.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ed Locke. My NMLS number ID is 448908. So I am a licensed loan officer with USA Mortgage here in Central Kentucky, out of the Frankfort area. I want to let everybody know that I am licensed in the state of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida. And I've been doing this now for 25 plus years now. So I've seen a lot of things.
Well, we're going to get into a few things you might have already seen, so hopefully you'll tell us some good stories.
All right. And I know you said what typical clients that I usually work with.
Yeah.
I do a lot of first-time home buyers. A lot of times these folks need more guidance through the lending process. Typically, but not always, they qualify a lot of times for government-backed loans such as FHA, USDA, and VA. Some of them may have lower credit scores, or maybe they just have limited savings for down payments. I also do a lot of work with repeat home buyers, or what we call move-up buyers, looking to upgrade their current home, due to life changes such as growing families or relocation. Often, though, they do have equity from a previous sale and tend to be more familiar with the mortgage process. And I do a lot of work with retirees and older clients. Often those clients are also looking at downsizing options, which again, due to life changes, and also work with a lot of clients refinancing. People that maybe are looking to lower their interest rate, do a cash out equity of their current home, or maybe even change their current loan terms. So, and all in all, that's probably about 95% of my business is those four groups of people.
So you brought up first time home buyers. What is typically a good starting place for a credit score?
That really all depends. There's a lot of things that go into that. If you've got your own down payment and everything, typically I always want to see above a 620. Okay, but 620 does start opening up your 100% options for like down payment assistance through Kentucky Housing. So can I go lower than a 620? Yeah, it kind of depends on their situation, but they might have to definitely have their own down payment. So, but yeah, usually about a 620 is where I like to see people start out at.
So, what is one thing most buyers get wrong or misunderstand about the mortgage process?
A lot of people think that you need a 20% down payment to buy a home, and that's just not the case. Many loan programs allow for smaller down payments, anywhere from 3 to 3.5% down, and possibly even 100% financing through, like again, maybe VA, USDA, or down payment assistance programs. Another big thing is I hear that this a lot more in the last year or so, that people are waiting for the perfect time to buy, for example. And we all know market timing is unpredictable. So if you find a home that you love and can afford, it might be the right time to buy. Waiting, it could be you could be missing out on equity growth. So, that's probably the two biggest things that people still think you need: the 20% down payment, or they're looking to maybe wait until the market improves some.
Well, I mean, as a real estate broker, that's kind of what I would tell people too. Is just go ahead and buy. It's not. You can always refinance later. Rates drop, things will change, but if you're going to miss out on the house you've been looking for, waiting on the market to change, I don't think that's a great idea.
No.
So, are rates the only thing buyers should be focused on right now? So we kind of already touched on that a little bit.
No, not really. I guess as a buyer, you need to consider home prices and inventory. Prices are still rising in many areas. Inventory is improving, which means there's more negotiating power, for the buyer. They need to think about affordability and monthly payments. Focus on the monthly costs, not just the rate. Things like property taxes, homeowners insurance, homeowners association fees, and maintenance. And also, going back to the refinancing potential, if rates were to dip in the future, buying now and refinancing later could be a smart move. If they say that for every 1% decrease in interest rates, there's an estimated of 5 million people enter the market to buy a home. So we all know what happened back in 21, 22, and 23 when rates dipped down to 2.5%. Multiple offers, homes were just crazy. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're waiting on rates to drop, yes, rates may drop in the next 12 to 24 months, but the house today at $250,000 may be $275,000 in the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So what gains you made in lower rates is going to be offset by the increase in the housing prices. So,
yeah, that's exactly right. Because I mean,
we do have a motto: marry the house and date the rate.
Well.
So,
what are some common mistakes you see that delay closings? Oh, don't blame the appraiser. Come on,
No, I won't do that. No, you've been good to me. Some delays might be if the house, once the house is appraised, if there's if it's subject to repairs or something, that could delay us a little bit. People, I categorize approving people in two buckets. One is they're approved, they're ready to go, they got their down payment, they got their closing costs. And then I also classify another group of people where we're qualifying them on the fly, meaning, yes, they qualify, but we need additional documents. Maybe they're getting a pay raise, maybe they're getting a bonus check, or waiting for to hit their bank account or whatever. So you're qualifying them on the fly. But I guess probably the biggest thing that would slow it up would be if the home is subject to repair. But usually, usually that's a non-issue as well because usually they're on top of getting everything repaired. So um, from time to time, you will have someone that maybe quit their job or change jobs during the middle of the process. That can really slow it up. So, if you're applying for a mortgage, all I'm saying is make sure you don't quit your job or apply for a new job during the process. And honestly, right before closing, we always do like a credit refresh on everyone. And you've gone out and bought a brand new vehicle and financed it, that could also slow us down, or it might even kill the deal. So just be careful on what you do. Once you apply and you're in the process, keep your credit clean. Do not apply for any other financing, whether it's credit cards or car loans or whatever. So, but usually, those three things are usually the biggest three things that could slow us up a little bit.
Well, I like to, as an appraiser and a real estate broker, I like to tell agents, they seem to forget some of these repairs that I kind of think they should be catching by now. Just exterior paint on any home. It doesn't, if it's an FHA, VA, rural housing, it's gonna get caught. If you got some flaking area, it doesn't matter what year it's built. So
I'm going to say if all of my repairs that come in, or my appraisals that come in, I'm going to say probably 75, maybe 80% is usually building paint of some kind.
because it's obvious too. I mean, it's not like an appraiser can go out there and go, I didn't look at that one, because it shows up in the pictures. I mean, it's an obvious thing. So I like to tell them that and get them prepared when they're listing the house. Really, they can go ahead and fix these things.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So how have lending guidelines or pre-approval standards changed recently?
How have they changed recently?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't see that they've really changed that much recently. I mean, it's pretty much, I guess it really hasn't changed because the three things I really do look at obviously is the credit, because credit's going to determine what path we travel. If you've got good credit scores, then we might be looking to do some type of conventional loan. So, but the main thing that I do look at is the credit, and then obviously once I get the credit pulled, then I also look at the income, because I'm going to take that income and back into a number that you can afford up to. And I always like to approve people for the maximum amount and hoping they come in at that number or less. And then the third thing that I look at is obviously the assets. So if there's any funds needed at closing, I just got to make sure that we have acceptable assets that I can count to be applied towards funds for closing. But as far as, I don't see really hardly any changes. But if I do, I'm usually broadcasting it out on social media and things like that. So,
what's a typical debt to income ratio that can't be exceeded? I mean, where's that number at?
Well, I know what lenders like to see. They like to see 28, 36, 28% front end ratio, a 36% back end ratio, meaning that your housing payment divided by your gross income is your front end ratio, which I like to see to around 28 to 31%. Back end ratio is all of your other debt that shows up on your credit report, or maybe child support or things like that, along with your house payment divided by your gross monthly income. But some programs will, can you go higher than that? Yes, you can. It kind of depends on credit scores. Obviously, the higher the credit score, the more lenient they're going to be on your debt to income ratio. So, if you got someone sitting at a 720, 740 credit score, their back end ratio, they may let you go up to about 50% on the back end ratio.
What types of loan products are most popular right now, and why?
Obviously conventional. You can, if you're a first-time home buyer, you can get by with as little as 3% down payment on a conventional loan. Those loans are geared towards more people with stronger credit. I'm gonna say 680 or higher, especially if you're in the 700s. After that, probably FHA is my next is my second biggest, because again, they're geared towards a lot of first-time home buyers. Um, and also you can adapt, down payment assistance with those loans as well. And then probably third and fourth, probably pretty much tied, would be the VA loans, which is obviously 100% financing, and along with USDA rural housing, 100% financing.
All right. So let's switch gears here a little bit. Got a few fun questions. So, what is the weirdest thing you've ever seen on a loan application?
Oh God, that's a hard one there. But I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say it was the weirdest thing, but I will tell you, back when I was actually, it's probably about 15, 18 years ago, and I was a little bit newer in this position. I had when I was working for a different lender, I had a lady come in and apply, and as I took the application and I getting her loan prepped and everything, I noticed some of her documentation just didn't quite look right. Things just weren't adding up. So I proceeded on, just carried away with it, and loading everything up, seeing what I could do with it. And since she was self-employed and had commission income, her IRS transcripts, because we always pull IRS transcripts on self-employed borrowers or commission borrowers, they did not match up with the tax return she provided me. The tax return she provided me was handwritten in pencil. So I knew at that point, it's like, yeah, we got a problem here. So yeah, she was committing loan fraud. So that's probably the weirdest thing I've probably ever seen, was actually, you always hear about people committing loan fraud, and I never really thought too much about it until, she popped up and given me false documents. So that was probably the weirdest thing I've probably ever experienced.
Sometimes you just wonder why people would even go that far. So
exactly. If you're going to commit loan fraud, don't call me.
Yeah.
So,
if you weren't a loan officer, what would you be doing?
Oh, if I wasn't a loan officer, what would I be doing? I really don't know. This is all I know. I mean, I've been doing it for 25 plus years. Honestly, Kaylin, I can't imagine doing anything else. I love helping first-time home buyers. I love helping all buyers, but especially the first-time home buyers, making their dream come true, buying their first home. I just can't see myself doing anything else other than this.
Yeah, I get it. I've being in the real estate field and being a lender like you are, and kind of having, maybe setting our own hours sometimes. I'm
telling you, yes, you are exactly right. Having, I do work hard, but if I need to alter my schedule, I have the flexibility to alter my schedule. So yes, it's I've been recruited to do other things, and it's like having that set schedule Monday through Friday, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
So, I do like what I do. So.
No, I get it. I 100% get it. I enjoy what I do. It doesn't mean I wake up every day and go, I want to go to work. But, overall, I've had some other jobs and they weren't this fulfilling. So I get what you're saying. So you get one superpower to help your clients. What is it?
One superpower to help my clients. Oh, I don't know. What do you think?
Automatic credit scores and down payments? I don't know.
I'm going to say credit score, because if you got the credit, then we can find something to make it work for you. Okay, so yeah, credit is not the end-all be-all, but it sure helps if you got, better credit. It opens up your avenues to do more things, to have more options when you're looking to finance. But yeah, probably credit.
Yeah.
Credit.
All right. So I got two more questions here. When you're not crunching numbers, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, this job is very demanding, and I probably put a lot of it on myself, because, I do try to make myself available at all times. So if I get some downtime, honestly, I just like to sit back and chill, recharge my batteries, and face another day. Other than that, anything dealing with water. whether I'm hanging out by the water, on the water, or in the water, as long as it's lakes or oceans, I really don't care. But that, and maybe I do like to eat, so cooking and trying new foods, love doing that as well.
Gotcha. All right. So if someone is thinking about buying in the next 3 to 6 months, what's the smartest thing they can do right now?
The smartest thing they could do right now is go ahead and reach out to me. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you're planning, where you're looking to buy, how much you're wanting to spend, and what's your budget. Okay, I want to know what your budget is, and I'm going to probably start asking questions at that point. Digging into the credit to see, if you know you've got some issues with credit. Let's go ahead and pull credit and see where you are. If there's anything in there that I can help you fix and get you ready in the next 3 to 6 months, we can most certainly attack that first. So, I guess, just talking to people, getting the feel of what they're looking for, and let's see where they stand credit-wise and income-wise.
All right. So go ahead and tell everybody out there how they can get a hold of you. I'm also going to kind of put this in the show notes and let them reach out to you.
Okay, yeah, just reach out to me, call me, text me. My phone number is 502-680-0953, or you can email me at elocke, it's ELOCKE at USA-mortgage.com. So yeah, just reach out to me, be glad to help you out.
All right. Well, big thanks to Ed Locke at USA Mortgage for joining us and sharing his insight. If you're thinking about buying in the next few months or just want to explore your options, Ed's a great resource. We've included his contact info in the show notes. And as always, if you're buying, selling, or investing in Central Kentucky, head over to transactionbroker.com to connect with a local expert. Now back to the rest of the show. That was Ed Locke with USA Mortgage. If you're thinking about financing a home or want to explore your options, we've added Ed's contact info in the show notes. Now for the real estate tip of the week. Understanding your mortgage options before house hunting. Getting pre-approved is essential, but knowing the type of loan that fits your situation is just as important. Are you a first-time buyer? You might qualify for FHA or USDA. Planning to put 20% down? Conventional might be better. Self-employed or need flexibility? Ask about bank statement or portfolio loans. Every loan type comes with a different down payment, credit score requirements, and upfront costs, and some lenders specialize in programs others don't mention. Talk to a loan officer early and explore your options. You might be surprised at what you qualify for and be better prepared to act when the right home comes along. So what's happening in Frankfort this week? Frankfort is buzzing with summer energy with something for everyone this week. Wednesday, join Fit with Fido at Life House for Animals beginning at 5:30. It's a weekly dog-friendly walk and meetup supporting local shelter pets. Bring your pup and enjoy good company. Thursday, it's Doggy Book Club at Life House. From 10 a.m. to noon, kids and teens can build confidence and compassion by reading to shelter pets, followed by crafts. No RSVP is needed. Friday, July 5th at 6:30 p.m., it's the Downtown Frankfort Summer Concert Series on Broadway. This week features Yappa, a vibrant South Central American fusion band, and Producing a Kind Generation, performing from 6:30 to 9:30. Enjoy a free kids zone hosted by the Kentucky Historical Society and join in the Split the Pot raffle. With food trucks, music, and a great local crowd, it's a perfect summer night out in the heart of downtown. Our feature listing went pending before we could even feature it this week, but that's a win worth celebrating. As of this week, our brokerage has over $3.6 million in pending real estate, from starter homes to move-up buyers and everything in between. We're proud to be helping clients across Central Kentucky and make big moves, and even prouder that our approach is working. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we bring real local knowledge, professional marketing, and a no-pressure mindset to every deal. Thinking about your next move? Let's talk. Visit transactionbroker.com to connect with a local expert and see how we can help you make your move with confidence. Thanks for tuning in to this week's update. Next week, we'll take a closer look at the real estate market in Anderson County. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Central Kentucky, visit transactionbroker.com to connect with a local expert and explore your options. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and listen on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Podcast. We've got more interviews coming soon with agents, lenders, and local housing experts. I'm Kalen Studler, broker at transactionbroker.com, and I'll see you next Wednesday.